38M, with a 33F wife, wondering what married couples with kids actually do? I guess not so much advice as more trying to gauge what life is supposed to be like. I am 38M, married to a 33F for nearly 10 years. First thing is, we have always had a dead bedroom. She is extremely low libido. I don't think we'll ever change. I'm not happy about it and considering divorce. We have 3 young kids. 7, 4, 2. And our life is just boring. We are busy with full-time jobs and don't have much support for looking after the kids. What I'm curious about, people in the same situation. Do you still go for date nights with your partner? Do you talk and have conversations about things other than kids? Or are your nights pretty much full of scrolling phones and watching TV? My wife and I have little connection anymore. It feels really abnormal, but at the same time, having young kids is hard. So maybe it is normal. Any insight would be appreciated. It's been 5 years since my husband and I dated. Because we have zero support system and he has a super hectic work schedule. But we have our cuddling routine. If we don't get to talk much during the day, we would cuddle in bed with phones off and lights off. We will talk in the peaceful darkness about our days, our feelings and any random things that come to our minds, while we cuddle and hold each other's bodies tightly. I love the cuddle routine so much. It feels so intimate and I feel connected to him again after a long day. I really think that works in my case and help us reconnect all the time. Sounds like you need to start dating your wife again, which does not mean just going on dates. Long-term relationships take actual work. Go to couples therapy. Not a direct response, but more information first. Why did you marry her if you've always had a dead bedroom? Did you think you'd be the one person in 100,000 who sees it improve after marriage and kids? Or did you think sex was unimportant and now it is? As a woman, it's very hard to get in the mood when you're stuck in managerial mode. You need time in another role. The woman whose man takes time out to see her as a real, funny, attractive person. The more time she gets out of this role, the bigger her libido. It's like creativity. It's hard to be creative when all your time is spent keeping things under control. Editing, managing, etc. You need time outside those roles to actually have room for the creative juices. All juices are the same. They need room to flow. My kids are grown and I have a pretty great sex life now with my husband. It wasn't so much when they were small, we were too tired. But there were things we did to keep the marriage going through the little kid times. 1. We joined a babysitting co-op, where we banked hours by watching other people's kids, and spent hours by having them watch ours. Free childcare. If you want more info, DM me. 2. Dates. They were not always great dates. But even so, we got uninterrupted talk. Or just sat holding hands in the quiet, recharging our batteries. Or put on nice clothes and went out and pretended we were child-free for a bit. 3. I cannot stress this enough. No device time. Someone else said climbing into bed, turning lights and phone off, holding each other, and talking about your day, keeps you in touch. Do this when you go out to dinner. 2. There may be silences, but that's okay. You're out of practice. Talk about politics, music, or even your aches and pains. Save silly things you saw to tell each other about. It's very hard. Having small kids, you have to get away from them sometimes or you go nuts. They are boring sometimes. Even if you love them, you also have to remember, this isn't forever. It's actually a tiny part of your lifespan that you'll spend on it. It feels like forever now, but it does pass pretty quickly. Just make an effort. Sometimes a date night with small kids looks like a couple beer and talking over a jigsaw puzzle. Board game. Lego set. Something that is down together without phones. This is a pretty general lament. You got 3 little kids with no help. I can't begin to imagine the amount of work they require and what it does to you both. Especially your wife. What was your wife's libido like prior to children? I would at least find a regular babysitter and make an effort to have husband-wife time twice a month to start. Hire a sitter. Date your wife. As for other things, people with kids visit friends. Hike, bike, travel, go to museums. Me and my fiance set up a schedule. Monday nights we watch our show and then before bed sit together and talk either about something that's bothering us or something we need to figure out. Tuesdays we game together. Wednesdays we bake. Thursdays we have our own night. So he will go to our PC room and game and I'll watch a show I like or read. Fridays we watch our show again and might have some drinks. Saturday is a movie night. Sunday another night of our own. But before we do that we plan our week ahead. And then once a month we've a date outside of the house. Also while we have our evenings together we keep phone use to a minimum. I find phones tend to kill relationships. Our kids are 3 and 1. So I can relate to the daytime being full on with childcare. Having low libido is something that can be worked on going to the doctor. Natural supplements or different foods. Don't think it's fair to leave someone over something like that. It's fixable. You'd need to discuss it with her but also make sure not to hurt her feelings. I'm so glad I am married to my best friend. He stood by my side through multiple surgeries, my MS diagnosis and loss of vision. I'd recommend talking with your wife about your feelings and listening to her feelings about sex. 3 kids means she's doing good with sex. But you sound very needy and clueless. I'd recommend she leave your ass. You are the awe. I can't imagine working a full-time job, being a mom to 3 younger children, not having a blast on my free days. And then husband is thinking about divorce cause of low libido. Something I can't control but could potentially fix. Tough crowd. Date your wife again. Hire a sitter for the day and plan weekly outings. Get creative at home if needed. Sounds like the lifestyle is tiring or boring you both, but there's room for improvement. Good luck to you both. You should set aside time to get off the phones and talk about your days. Plan date nights, with and without friends, etc. If no effort is made to get out of your rut, the distance will only grow and worsen. Unfortunately, I'm now divorced and much happier with that choice. With my current partner, we make an active decision to make sure we have dates when we can. Not always an option because we have the kids often. Sometimes this means making them chicken nuggets and ordering our favorite takeout. Staying up late to watch movies on our own. Staying off phones, etc. We talk about the kids but also our days, future goals and plans. And make sure to have fun even if it's just silly. Kids are very hard whether you're married or not, but you have to make a choice to be in a relationship every day. It's easy to lose touch after you've been with someone for years. Maybe therapy would be a good start if you both want to make this relationship work. Well. This is why people get divorced. Because they have no backbone. You had at least enough sex to get 3 kids. Then you want to leave your wife with the kids. That is plain wrong. Work on your problems, talk to her. Ask her how she feels. Tell her how you feel and then work on it. Get a backbone and stick with your family. Marriage is hard work. You reap what you sow, buddy. One day it will be good again. If you don't give up. People nowadays just quit when it isn't fun anymore. For sickness and in health mean anything to you? She may be tired from 3 young kids. Get family or friends to help you. So you take her to a nice hotel. Wine and dine her. Let her be a woman again for a day or 2 and see what happens. Well, if you're bored, make some plans. Hire a babysitter and go do something fun with your wife. Finish it off with a date. Go somewhere nice and get a nice meal. Make a rule. The topics off limits are work and kids. Connect with her again. Life is literally what you make it. The grass is greener where you water it. So you divorce. Then what? I'd assume wife will have the majority of childcare. You'll be looking at spending a significant part of your income on child support. I'm assuming here, but if your wife is left with 3 young kids while working full-time, childcare will be expensive. You'll have the children like every weekend or every other weekend. Just going with the most common arrangement. You'll have less income to spend and probably just as much time on the weekends as you do now. For what? Sex? Where are you going to get that? IDK. If you're putting dead bedroom down as the reason for divorce, that's all well and good. But don't assume your life will automatically be better single just because you might have more sex. YMMV though. Sounds like you don't make a lot of effort in your relationship. I wish more men would take it upon themselves to schedule a babysitter. Plan a date night they know their wife would enjoy. And ask her questions, engage her about how she's feeling or what she's up to, interested in, instead of taking the time to complain to strangers on the internet. As a mom, of course her libido is low if she's raising young kids. She is touched out, overstimulated, and most likely taken for granted. It's hard to desire a partner who doesn't make her feel valued or puts in effort to make her feel desirable. You have to make time for your wife. She won't have time for you if you don't help her with the kids, including the mental load of raising them. We have date nights inside for now because we have no family and we don't feel comfortable having a babysitter with a 6-month-old that can't talk. We do plan flying in my parents to have a couples trip and take a small break. We schedule sex and we also try to take advantage of when the baby goes to sleep. We moved her out of our room already. We talk about our needs constantly and how we can satisfy each other. Sex is a fundamental part of relationships. We talk about everything, not just the baby. Our lives are not boring. We look for an activity to do every weekend and the baby just tags along. She adapts to our life, not the other way around. We let her be a baby in other environments that is not our house so she learns how to behave in public from early on. Your life doesn't have to be boring because you have kids. Your kids are part of your family and they should adapt to your life, not the other way around. If you like hiking, take them with you. You will have to modify it, but they will get used to it. If you like going to games, go with them, etc. When I was growing up, I ate what my mom cooked and I went where they went. My parents had responsibility that they needed to do. Their lives did not revolve around me, and neither the lives of any of my friends and their parents. It's all in how you raise them. If you wanted more sex, maybe you shouldn't have knocked up your wife 3 times in 7 years. Put the kids in front of a movie on Sunday afternoon and hang out with your wife. You married her for a reason, right? Reconnect on that. Play cards. Take a nap together. Do bubble baths and back rubs. Then put on your favorite music and dance around the kitchen while you cook dinner together. The kids won't be little forever. If you want to have a relationship with each other beyond my kid's other parent, you need to carve out together time. Regarding the sex, read the book Come As You Are and get a full checkup with blood work. A low libido could be from low-level anemia or hormonal birth control or more break than accelerator. Read the book, or any number of things. But sex definitely won't happen until you get that couple connection rolling again. You should have asked these questions before having 3 kids.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.